All right, so cold call and sales content is becoming pickup artist-like and toxic. Here's how to avoid it and what to do instead. So I have a quote by Peter Thiel that says, "Good sales is best when it is hidden." There's a video yesterday that went viral of a guy cursing a guy out on a cold call, and people were sharing it with me in my DMs. Good cold calling and sales look like the opposite of this. And I do want to say that most people knew it was a joke in the comments, but I'm seeing a lot of content like this out there. There's like an Italian guy with like yellow suits, and there's a bunch of guys like this. And especially in sales, you see a lot of this stuff. And I want to explain why it's counterproductive. So, good sales is like good plastic surgery. It looks natural. It looks like a conversation maybe between two distant friends or professionals in the same field who are gradually warming up to each other. You don't even think of it as sales. Most of my experience as a sales trainer or a cold call trainer has convinced me that information is toxic and poisons people and makes them worse. Most of my clients would have been better off with zero sales training than the training they got. Most of my job is to beat the salesy stuff out of an interaction until there's none left, and it's just simple, clear communication. So you could usually tell what content someone's been consuming based on their bad habits. A bunch of wonky negative questions means they watched Chris Voss. Like, would it be terrible to ask if we could have a meetings, stuff like that. Lots of voice changes means they watched Jordan Pelford or they read like Straight Line Sales, and lots of middle management speak means they watched Gong.com. I had to get rid of all that stuff and just kind of let their normal personality take over. And very similar to my experience in the pickup artist community. So pickup artist content of 10 years ago, especially when guys would do and say crazy things to girls and it would work and they would carry them around and make out with them and all sorts of crazy stuff. Then I was friends with a popular dating coach at the time, and I knew a lot of people inside the industry, and I was told that the content was designed to mislead. So the reason is you can teach virtually everything about picking someone up in like 45 minutes to 2 hours. So it was a case of taking really suggestible, fun-loving girls and making them do crazy things on camera. And because you couldn't give away the sauce, there were long monologues about nothing practical, like that power versus force book that everybody loves. Why is information toxic and poisonous? It's because it captures your attention and leads it astray. So things that are designed to pump dopamine and novelty by their very nature takes you away from the basics of cold calling and sales, which are very craftsman-like. You're just doing the work. It's not sensational. It's not super artistic. And these are clear conversations with high status, nonverbal and verbal patterns. That's literally it. Everything else is noise. So focus on what matters. Clear, simple, direct, permission-based communication, a clear, structured process that focuses on the three sales: credibility, relevance, process, and then details, and a process to maintain momentum and move in the prospect space. Keep it simple, make money, and repeat. So that's all for today, guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow.